Good evening. Welcome to Austin After Hours. I'm Taylor Ellison. Thanks so much for being with us. We've got a great show as we kick off the new year. Here's what's coming up. This local entrepreneur was healed by juice. Juice Society founder Danielle Sobel explains how she cured herself from lifelong illnesses with her special recipes and how she's bringing that same healing power straight to your doorstep. And what do beer, Pac-Man, and hairspray have in common? There are a few key ingredients to the success of Bird's Barbershop. Co-founder Michael Portman shares how they're changing the game and working to make a haircut the highlight of your day. Her one-of-a-kind designs have graced the pages of Vogue and been spotted on celebrities across the country. Jewelry designer Nina Berenato wants to empower women everywhere to embrace their individuality and wear her jewelry like armor. We head to Nina's shop for Metalsmithing 101 to see how she's giving this ancient art new life.
Be a professional bird watcher? Is that a
that works. So you make every piece yourself by hand?
Yes, every piece in this whole store I've made, and somehow I'm not sick of it. I still love it.
I just can't even imagine how many hours that is making and how many hours that is spent not sleeping.
Yes, exactly.
So there must be a lot of metalsmithing in there and designing.
Yes, I was an apprentice for a year in New York and I learned all the basics of metalsmithing there. It's a really beautiful art form. So I'm going to show you one of the just very starting things that you'll learn in metalsmithing. It's called annealing. So we can either hit it with a hammer to work harden it, or we can light it with a flame to actually soften it.
Just like that.
Just like that. We'll get this nice little flame on this tiny tip. It's called a Smith's torch. And we're gonna go just up and down here on the metal, and eventually you'll start to see a little bit of a color change. Since this silver isn't 100% pure, some of the other metals inside will rise to the top, and that's where you'll start to get these like oranges and blacks coming out. There is no thermometer on here. It's really the old school way, you know? We're just looking at it and guessing how hot it is. See, there we go, now it's nice and orange. That's when we know. It's all about the hands and like making it and touching it and forming it, which is what you're gonna do next. So go ahead and stick this guy in the water and you can hear my absolute favorite sound in the world. Okay, it's called quenching.
All the way in?
All the way in. Doesn't it sound so good? It's very satisfying, strangely, right?
That is a very satisfying sizzle right there.
Yeah, so it's actually super soft right now. And if you put this in a drawer and locked it up for 10 years, it would still be as soft. It's like, I'm not a math person or a science person, but these types of things are super interesting to me.
I agree. So this is where a piece would start.
Yes, so we were gonna make a band. We would just form it right here around this little mantle. Yeah.
I'm size 7, so I'm not sure I'm strong as Nina is though. Oh wait, there we go, it's starting to bend.
There you go, yeah, you're stronger than you think, girl, you got this. See, that's basically what we do, and then, you know, we just hammer it around until it's fully bent around. So we just have these really old school tools, hammers, fire, metal, and that's it.
So where would this piece go from here?
Then I make a silicone mold, which looks like this, and then you just pour the metal through this little hole here. And that's how we would remake it over and over. I've been making jewelry for 8 years now, so they go a lot quicker for me when I'm making the prototypes now than it did in my first collection, which took me an entire year to make 6 pieces. I don't plan out a lot ahead. I just kind of have these visual ideas of things that I've researched or things that I like or things that stuck in my mind through my walks. And then I just kind of sit down and cut all these little pieces of rod one way or the other. It just kind of forms itself in front of me, which I wouldn't recommend this as the most efficient way to do things because it's like 75% of the stuff I make goes in the trash because I don't have a plan.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's a beautiful organic process, and it's jewelry really being made from the heart.
Yes, and when it works, it really works.
It really works, as evidenced by the women of Boston and beyond wearing your pieces. Who have you been really excited to see some of your pieces on?
I mean, we recently had Alicia Keys wear it, and that was pretty amazing.
And Aisha Tyler
on
the top.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you want women to feel when they're rocking your pieces?
You know, metalsmithing and working with my hands is a super powerful thing for me, and I just kind of want to give that to other women through jewelry. I also think of jewelry as a little bit of armor. Sometimes it's really literal, like this was actually inspired by scales on armor. Every single piece of jewelry you can put on as armor to take on your day. Whatever's going to come your way, you're good. You feel beautiful, you feel confident.
Give women that sense of strength.
Exactly. I just want you to feel powerful, big, bold, confident, creative, all the good stuff, you know?
Ready to take on your day.
Yes.
That's really special. So we're sitting in your beautiful shop, which is such a magnificent place, but it didn't start here. Where did this begin?
No, it actually started in an Airstream. And that was my first store. And it was just really kitschy, and that's really how Austin got to know me, was just seeing my Airstream over there, coming in and trying on the jewelry for the first time.
It had such a unique character to it, which was special in itself. Where did that idea come from?
The whole Airstream idea just came from Austin in general. I mean, when I came here, I noticed all the food trailers. I also had a bunch of realtor friends who were telling me it's not really the time to invest in a 10-year lease. I had seen other mobile boutiques here and there, and I thought, why not just find this as my like little new brick and mortar spot?
Yes, and it was so charming, and I remember how fun it would be as you crawled in the Airstream, and then there's just this elaborate world of jewelry.
I know, this is kind of like an explosion of that.
This is like the Airstream exploded.
Yeah.
The jewelry is so special, but it seems like you're growing something more than just jewelry. What are you trying to do here?
So we're an all-female company, and so I really want to let women know that you can make things with your hands. We can get dirty, we can have a business, we can also be moms and also be, you know, best friends. But at the end of the day, we can be makers and we can be successful as entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah, such an important message of empowering women that they can wear all those hats.
Yeah.
There's a place for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So where do you draw inspiration for these different pieces? Because what I'm always so amazed by is this like the 3D nature, and they seem to jump off your hand.
Yeah, I want jewelry to be different. I try not to look at any other designer's work, and when I'm building something, I just try to let my imagination go. Some of the storylines behind the collections come from ancient mythology, is one that I really always draw back to. My first collection that I made here in Austin was called Doors of Janus, and it was inspired by all of these ancient doorways, and I correlated those to the doorways that I saw in Austin. You see a lot of yellow doors, green doors, red doors. When I was going on my walks, I didn't have a car for the first 6 months I was here, which everybody was like, what?
Yeah, that's
How did you get around?
To do that in Austin.
Yeah, so I was walking everywhere. Trees would arc around me, and I would notice everybody's doors were all these different colors, and so I really drew inspiration from that.
It sounds like every day can be an inspiration to
Yes.
you. You're just pulling in all the things from your surroundings. So if you weren't spending your time making jewelry every day, what do you think you would be doing?
I would be teaching, probably, metalsmithing, because I love making jewelry so much.
You can't say teaching jewelry as your alternative. What if it was completely
Okay, it
unrelated?
had nothing to do with jewelry. Okay, this is gonna be really weird, and this is the first thing that comes to mind. I think I would be like someone that goes around and identifies birds and other animals, like in nature. It's so weird.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
I would be a professional bird watcher. Is that a
That
job?
works. That absolutely works. What's a motto or a saying that kind of gives you strength as you are working so hard around the clock?
So my life motto is leap and the net will appear. Don't ever second guess yourself, just jump for it. And I've always tried to live my life that way, and every single time I do, it's scary, and at first it may seem like it could have been the wrong decision, but there's always a net there, whether it be my community, employees, or my family or friends. There's always going to be a net there to like make sure you're okay.
It's like you have to jump, and then the
you have
parachute
to jump.
can come out,
You're never going
right?
to see the net until you already jumped, you know?
It's beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful jewelry, a beautiful message. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Nina. You can check out her website if you want to see where that Airstream will be parked next. And coming up, we head to Bird's Barbershop as they open their 10th location in Austin. Don't go anywhere.
In college, I took to the Flowbee. It's a vacuum cleaner with like blade contraption thing.
That's a special look right there. It seems like you've added something new to the mix.
Yeah, Taryn here is about to give me a hot lather neck shave, which is for any dude is a really nice finish to the haircut. So
Yeah, it sounds pretty fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy. We're finishing off every haircut with a hot lather neck shave, which kind of gives that relaxing feeling.
And then Ramsey's doing me a little updo over here. You guys treat everybody right at Bird's Barbershop. How do you add in those unique elements? I feel like it's not just about the haircut.
When Jason and I first started doing this thing called Birds, neither of us come from hair, so we just came at it as customers and clients, and what did we not like about getting our haircut? And it was just always such a chore. Your haircut's like your statement to the world. Why should it not be fun? So that's kind of where it all comes from, and then it became a passion project for everything we love.
That's the thing, you said it's fun. That's how I feel. Sometimes I don't even need a haircut. I just want to hang out and drink beer and play Pac-Man in a cool setting, and I'm like, let me go to Birds.
Yeah, you're not the only one. We totally welcome that.
You've set a special culture, right?
Yeah, totally. We like being a refuge, not just for the client, but for our employees, you know, like the old time barbershop was where you just hung out. It's just a new spin on that.
You're talking about hanging out because you've got games. It sounds like you've kind of become a gamer.
Oh my gosh. I've been through Craigslist. I know this whole town like the back of my hand because I bought every vintage game from every nerd, and I say that with pride. And actually just got an amazing new unicorn of a game. It's 1980 Tempest, which is a vector game for all you nerds out there, and it's a cocktail style, so sit down, which is very, very rare.
And is it in this store?
It is in this store, so because I work out of this store, I want to be able to have access to it at all times.
So can we check it out?
Absolutely.
So this is sweet.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thank you. Funny story about this, the guy who sold it to us has the #2 high score of all time.
Are you serious? Hopefully he didn't record those scores in here.
Yes, he did. He came in, he delivered it, and then he got the high score. Well,
Yeah,
thanks,
so now,
Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. We may never beat your score,
Yeah.
but we can surely try. So, Michael, you've actually never cut hair a day in your life.
Right.
Yet you own an incredibly successsul salon company, and you just opened your 10th location in, what, 11 years?
Yep.
How does that work?
Neither Jason nor I, my business partner nor I, know how to cut hair. In fact, people in the beginning, now they know better, used to always ask me, you know, you're the owner, you cut my hair. I said, you definitely don't want that to
You're like,
happen."
actually, as a matter of
Right.
fact, you don't want
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
I'll send you to the person who can do it well.
Right. I think the benefit of not cutting hair is that we really empower our people to tell us what's good and what works.
Well, that's what's so nice about Birds. Everyone has their individual style and flair, it seems like.
That's definitely it. There's definitely no uniforms here. We have this saying, we say, we're for all y'all. That goes from clients to employees. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a background in cutting hair, then where does this idea start?
This was born in my business partner's apartment, and I had just gotten to town, and he was my only friend here. I asked him where to get groceries and do all the basics, and a haircut came up and there wasn't a good answer.
And so you're like, let's fill the gap.
Actually, I got home back in the day of answering machines, and there was a message on my tape said, that haircut thing, we should do that. And here we are. Yeah.
Here we are. So this 10th location that just opened, how does that look different from store one?
Every Birds looks different, but you always know it's a Birds. At least that's what we try to do. We're feeling a Stranger Things vibe in the decor of our Westlake shop.
What's it like being a small business owner in Austin, Texas?
First of all, being a small business owner in Austin, Texas is the raddest job ever. I definitely feel like I'm part of like a club.
And you probably feel like the whole community supports you, right? Everybody loves to love local here.
Oh, it's so great. I mean, Jason says all the time, in Austin, the little guy gets the shot first. You have to deliver, but at least people try to do the weird first, you know? Being a small business owner has its ups and downs and has its great stories. In the very beginning, someone broke our front door in the middle of the night. I got a call, the alarm went off, and Jason and I both showed up, and then cops were there, and then it was kind of like, okay, now what?
Yeah, you can't leave your baby
unprotected. And I said, I'm staying. And so I backed up my truck against the door so that someone would have to go through my car. And I slept on the floor with a hammer to protect, I don't know what, barber chairs or whatever.
What were you going to do with the hammer exactly?
I was going to wield it, is what I was going to do.
No plan, but you were going to hold down the floor.
Yeah, well, the door guy couldn't get there till morning, so someone had to sleep on the concrete.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And fortunately for everyone else, that was you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's such a great story.
Yeah.
What role do you see yourself playing in the lives of your employees and the people you work with?
I heard someone say the other day that Jason's the dad and I'm the fun uncle. So
how'd you feel about that?
I felt great.
Okay.
Kind of wanted to be the dad, but then again, I'm like, fun uncle's always more fun anyway.
Always works. You guys have known each other since when?
Since birth. Our parents knew each other before we knew each other. We're both from Laredo, Texas. Viva Laredo. Just have known each other forever. We went to college near each other. We went to high school together. So I think trust is a big part of business partnerships. That was never an issue, never has been an issue because, you know, I knew you when you wet the bed or whatever.
Exactly.
So,
You're like, I knew you in the crib.
Yeah,
you guys had
exactly.
it's almost like you were destined to create something cool together.
Totally.
So people leave here with a lot of really great haircuts.
Yeah.
What about the worst haircut? Have you ever gotten a bad cut back in the day before birds existed?
I think the worst haircuts were always by my own hand. Sun in, you know, the orange. My high school yearbook picture is bad news. In college, I took to the Flowbee. It's a vacuum cleaner with like blade contraption thing.
That's a special look right there. 10 stores in 11 years, that's an incredible growth and contribution to Austin. How do you see your role in the community?
As long as Austin's growing, we'd love to grow with it. It's just Jason and I with a cast of 175 people helping us out.
So if it is just kind of the two of you guys running the show, how do you do it?
My advice is just, you don't know everything. You might be really good at one thing. Or a couple of things, but get someone who compliments you. So in a previous life, I was a screenwriter. I know this is like a secret to many people, but
plot twist. Nobody knew that little secret.
Dun, dun, dun. But the problem with that was that we were both creative guys who didn't want to sell the script, and so we just keep writing and writing and writing. So I knew that my next whatever it was, I needed someone to complement what I do.
Yeah.
So Jason's numbers, I'm words and pictures, match made in heaven.
Great pair.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to go it alone.
And it's more fun.
Oh, it's
right?
way
You have a
more
team
fun. I
to
mean,
do
like,
this.
if you don't have someone to turn to high five, then who are you high fiving, you know?
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Michael, cheers to you. I love it. Do you
Thanks.
want to play?
You ready to get beat?
I was about to ask you if you're ready to lose. Let's do it.
Sure, let's do it.
Cheers.
All right.
Many thanks, Michael. Good luck beating that high score. The newest Birds Barbershop is now open in Westlake. After the break, we learn about the life-changing power of juice at Juice Society and how they're delivering wellness right to your door.
So it's actually a long story, but I started.
And that's why we're here. Let it begin. What is matcha exactly?
So matcha is actually just green tea, but it is the entire leaf. So usually when you make green tea, you're just steeping the leaves, and this is actually ground up leaves. So you're getting a ton of antioxidants, really sustained energy throughout the day, and it's green and cute. It's definitely one of my favorite things. I'm completely obsessed. So we have a lot of coffee potions also that we call them potions because they have a lot of super herbs in them. So we have ashwagandha, we have rhodiola, we have reishi, chaga, cordyceps, which are mushrooms, really great for your immune system, and we kind of add those to just amplify the coffee, if you will. And then of course our juices are what we're known for. We have a really special rose matcha. To make it a little bit more potent, we actually use MCT oil or coconut butter, a source of really healthy fats. And then we add some collagen, which is great for your skin, hair, nails.
Let's mix it up, shall we?
So you start with the Oatly, so we're making 2.
How much matcha do you have a day?
Depends. Sometimes I have coffee and a matcha if I'm like really.
And then you're really buzzing.
And then we have the MCT, and we actually already mixed it with rose water as well, which is also in this.
Yeah.
2 lovely scoops of matcha. And it has like a really nice earthy taste. We'll go blend this first. And that's how you make a matcha. Yeah, it's gorgeous, and it tastes amazing. We'll top it off with some rose petals, which is my favorite part.
Not to be confused with rosé matcha, which is what I originally thought was on
Which
the
would
menu.
also probably be amazing,
Which would be
and I would love to serve
Yeah,
at
a
one
little
point.
bit of a different take. All those ingredients you mentioned earlier, that with all these long syllable names, how do you keep track of all that?
We have like cheat sheets back here for everyone because we do have a really extensive list, and I don't have any plans on making it any shorter.
Slowing that down. This looks beautiful. How much do you love matcha?
A latte.
Cheers. How did the concept of Juice Society begin?
I actually suffered from a lot of health issues growing up. I had chronic migraines, I had chronic eczema all over my legs. I was like, I'm really fed up of taking medicine all the time, and I wasn't getting the answers I wanted from doctors. I had a really horrible migraine, I'll never forget it, and I was in bed all day. And the next day I was like, I can't not live my life because of this. There has to be a way I can fix this. So I started just researching alternative healing methods, if you will, and came across food. And the first thing I did before changing anything in my diet was started juicing. And not cleansing, I was just incorporating 1 to 2 juices into my daily just routine. Long story short, fully healed myself. Got a lot of, can you help me do this?
Because people saw your life changing.
Yeah, and it kind of snowballed into what is now Juice Society. And so the whole idea from the start was to show people it doesn't have to be hard or intimidating to like incorporate this into your lifestyle. It can be easy. So that's why I created it.
So in the middle of that time period when you were sick but starting to heal, did you ever see this becoming your full-time job, or were you just excited to be feeling better?
No, I was just excited to feel better, and I wanted to share it with everyone. And I actually ended up going back to school at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition to become a health coach, not because I thought it was going to be my career, just because I thought I just want to learn, because I really believe that it's not a one-size-fits-all with diet and nutrition, and that's why we don't push a certain way of eating here. It's just about incorporating healthy things into your lifestyle.
So when did that momentum shift then from this is a fun hobby that's I'm enjoying to, well, look, we've got Juice Society on South Lamar Boulevard.
Yeah. Here's my store. I was actually living in Houston at the time, and I think it was just the amount of people that were asking me to help them. I was like, I think this could really become something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna open up a juice shop. Step one. And then I was like, I'm gonna name it Juice Society, and that was my name, and I bought the domain like right away. And then I told my boyfriend, now fiance, I was like, we're moving to Austin and I'm opening up a business.
Plot twist, yeah. We're moving. How was that received?
He actually was so supportive. We moved within like 2.5 weeks.
So how did you decide Austin?
I'm from New York originally, so I was really drawn to Austin because it kind of reminded me a little bit of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of energy here. Everyone's outside and running, and I was just like, this is the spot. I just had a gut feeling. Yeah, I just had a gut feeling, and it's turned out to be great. The community here is unreal. I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced before, especially coming from New York that can be very just aggressive. Austin, it was just such a refreshing break from that, and everyone's super supportive, and there's a lot of other young women entrepreneurs, and the response was just unbelievable.
What was that first day like?
I was terrified. It was pouring rain, pitch black, and I was like, no one's coming. Like, there's not a chance that anyone's coming today. And we sold out by 1 o'clock. I was like shocked. And then I called my team, I was like, you guys have to come back in, we sold out and we have to make more for tomorrow. There's like no other feeling like that when you build something and people are actually excited about it.
Yeah.
I would have been happy if like 2 people walked in the door.
And you sold out by 1.
And it was awesome.
What does the making process look like? Are these top secret recipes here, or what are we working with?
I don't know, I wouldn't call them top secret. I mean, I'm not gonna post them on my Instagram, but like, I spent a lot of time actually making our recipes. I dream about recipes all the time, so like the rose thing, I dreamt about like 2 weeks ago. And was like, I'm gonna launch this. This sounds like something people would really like, and it ended up tasting good. We make everything daily, in-house. We try to be as seasonal as possible. If something comes in and I don't like the quality, we don't use it. I want to have every single flavor out all the time, but I also want to make sure we have the highest quality stuff. So we put out what is best. One of my favorite ones is called Thirst Aid Kit, and it is a turmeric, lemon, honey, and ashwagandha. It's kind of like a lemonade. It's one of the juices that are now available in about 50 retailers across Austin. We actually launched in Dallas and Houston. You'll be able to order online anywhere and get them right to your door.
The future is bright.
The future is juice.
The future is juice. What's something that surprised you the most along this path?
I think I always knew it was going to be hard. I don't think I ever realized how hard it was going to be. I think opening the store itself, just building and architects and the whole 9 yards, I've never had to do that before, and so that was probably one of the most stressful, difficult times. There's always going to be challenges in the business, but that's what makes me, I think, the most excited about it, because it means, you know, you're moving and you're breaking things, and you're learning from it and growing, and that's the most important part.
You obviously are creating a culture and environment here.
Yeah.
What is it that you hope to create in this space for people?
My goal has always been community first. Really about dropping like the exclusivity of what wellness has become. I don't shy away from a glass of wine or from a slice of pizza. And I don't think that you should either. You should do things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
And if that means indulging in some things that you like that maybe aren't amazing for you, that's okay. Creating a space where people feel comfortable.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Community first, a great motto, a great spot. Thanks for your time, Danielle. And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Austin After Hours. Happy New Year to you. Until next time, find us online or on YouTube.
Austin After Hours is made possible by these community sponsors: Cafe Medici, Annie Ray Photography, Espero Soho,